This video is going to show you the basics of laminating. So laminating is where you sandwich layers of material together, in this case timber, and we're going to form it around a former. So the former is the thing in blue. We're using flexi-ply, which is a bit thicker but a bit less aesthetically pleasing, and we sandwich that between aero-ply, which is thinner and more aesthetically pleasing. This is the compressed air that we're going to use to create a vacuum in which to force the material over the top of the former. So the former is made from styrofoam, shaped into the shape that you want your timber to take, and cardboard on the sides. We've also got some acetate over the top of it so that it can be easily removed. We've got the vacuum bag out here. So there's a little valve there where we're going to attach the compressed air and these seals that we're going to use to create a nice sealed environment so that no air can escape. When making your former, and indeed the material that you're going to form over the top, you need to make it longer and slightly wider than what you want the real piece to be. Because when you glue your layers together and you put them in the vacuum bag, they are going to stagger at the ends, and they may even move out of place a little bit. So you need to be able to trim the edges and the ends off afterwards. So take that into account.
This has been trimmed on one edge here on bandsaw, but this edge you can see there's a little bit of discrepancy where the two have moved, right? You're going to have
we're going to put a piece of wadding fabric inside the vacuum bag, and that's just to stop the valve from sticking to the other side of the bag when we start removing the air from it. Now we're going to place the former inside the vacuum bag. Attach the tube for the compressed air. It has an inline valve on it, so that blue part there, when it's in line with the tube, it will work, and when you turn it 90 degrees, it'll cut off. Now we're going to glue our material together, so we're just sort of showing how it would work here. You would glue them, sandwich them together, and then place those inside the vacuum bag on top of your former. When it's positioned correctly and you're happy with that, you're going to take the sealing strip, you're going to put the U-shaped part of it underneath the bag, like so. And at this point, try and get rid of any creases. And then the tube clips into that part, creating an airtight seal. It's also really important that there's nothing sharp underneath the bag that could pierce it. We don't want any holes or any places where air could escape. Then we're going to turn on the compressed air, and then that will create suction in which the air will be removed from the bag, and in turn that will create a vacuum in which the material is then forced over the top of the former and will start to take its shape. You could also use a two-part former with male and female parts, and this is useful for shapes where you may have a tighter radius or a tighter curve.